everyone, Kim here with Whiny Women doing a wine review. Tonight we're tasting a new red that I've never tasted before. What I like about living here in Oregon is there's a lot of Oregon wines I've not heard of, but there are more Washington wines. These little bitty, and I don't even know if they're boutique. They just maybe have been not something I've known about. So I love finding a new one and learning about them and talking with the people and tasting the wine. So that's the way you learn about things, just going out and trying it. So tonight we're going to try something new. I have never heard of these guys, and I'm sure they've been around. They're in the Columbia Valley, but this is the Pendulum 2011 red wine, and it is comprised of 68% Cab, 25% Merlot, 4% Syrah, and 3% Tempranillo. It's been aged in French and American oak, and I wish they would have put that on the bottle, just the varietals that they use, because I like to know that up here. But anyway, they say intense flavors of berry, chocolate, and spice, artfully blended to achieve a complex and worldly wine. So, we'll see. I'm excited about it. I haven't tried it yet. It's it's pretty deep in color, ruby color. Very jammy on the nose. Very fruit forward. A little bit of butter and vanilla. I love how you can just smell those right off. You know, you could say oaky, but that's just a given. Do you get that like cherry, black cherry? You can smell that chocolate in there. Let's give it a taste. I'm going to let this breathe a little bit more too, just so I can kind of report on the finishing, because it's only been open about half an hour. But it goes in very soft. And you can taste some of that chocolate and the woodsy and the berries. And then mid-palate, it's kind of dry. And then it kind of drops off in the back. But you got a lot of flavors going on. And I bet as this sits out, it's going to soften a lot. This is a pretty, for someone who's not a big dry red drinker, this might put you off a little bit. But if you let this breathe, I bet it will soften up, and I'll let you know in the blog when I write it, because I won't be writing it tonight. But I think it's going to soften out. What it's going to go really well with is the steak that we're having tonight. Big, bold reds. And that's one of the things I like about Washington wines, is that they make big, big reds. And one thing I found out about going to this conference this past Monday is that in California, their Cabs are bigger than their Merlots, but like in Washington, their Merlots are bigger than their Cabs. And I think it's because, what someone was telling me is that the Merlot ripens faster than the Cab. So the Cab sits on the vines a little bit longer. And so sometimes they use the Cabs to soften out the Merlots. But so, although this isn't a Cab, it has Cabs, predominantly Cab in it, but it's really good. I really like it. It's dry, which I like, so lots of fruit on it. Not sweet, so don't think it's a sweet wine, but it's going to go really well. It has a good aftertaste. Like, you can still taste it after you swallow it, and I like that. I like the aftertaste. So you guys can go get this Pendulum 2011 red wine. And I think it was like $17, something like that. So go out and get you one. And until next time, I will see you. Cheers.